Going global, Kings, Pacers to play first ever NBA games in India next preseason. The NBA is a global brand, the highest level of basketball played anywhere on the globe. The NBA owners see growth potential in that, read, dollar, and so the NBA has made a conscious push into China, Europe, Mexico and other markets around the globe, often bringing preseason games to those countries, or, in Mexico City, regular season games. Now add India to the list. The Indiana Pacers and Sacramento Kings, a team owned by Indian-American Vivek Ranadive, will play the first two NBA games ever in India next preseason. The games will be played October 4th and 5th at the NSCI Dome in Mumbai. The Sacramento Kings are proud to be playing in the first NBA games ever held in India, Ranadive said. As an Indian American, it is an honor to help bring this historic moment to the country where I was raised. The sport is experiencing tremendous growth in India and we are excited about continuing to expand the NBA's reach to fans across the globe. The world wants to watch basketball and India is a fast-growing new frontier. Ranadive bought the Kings in 2013, keeping the team from moving to Seattle, and since then has worked to grow the sport in his native land. He has helped arrange the broadcast nearly 140 Kings games in India. He has promoted the team on social media such as Facebook, 535,000 likes for the Kings, and he has brought a Bollywood night to Sacramento. For the NBA trying to grow a fan base in India, this cannot be just a game, there will be interactive fan activities, junior NBA youth basketball programming and NBA Cares community outreach events. The game also will be broadcast live in India. Had 22 points, 14 assists and 12 rebounds, and the Los Angeles Lakers beat the New Orleans Pelicans 112-104 on Friday night. James got his third triple-double with the Lakers and number 76 for his career, helping Los Angeles to its sixth consecutive home win. Had 23 points, and set season highs with 16 points and 11 rebounds. Had 30 points and 20 rebounds for the Pelicans, who lost their third straight game. Had 21 points in his first game against the Lakers at Staples Center, and had 18 points and 10 assists. Davis and James shared the court for the first time since James recently declared in an interview with ESPN that it would be amazing if the Lakers traded for the Pelicans' biggest star. James' comments prompted allegations of tampering. New Orleans coach Alvin Gentry said before the game that Davis will not be traded to the Lakers or anywhere else as long as he remains under contract to the Pelicans. All five Lakers starters scored in double figures, with getting 18 points after missing 7 games because of a sprained left ankle. Had 8 points and 9 assists off the bench after missing 17 games because of surgery on his right hand. Kuzma hit 3-pointers on consecutive possessions to put the Lakers up 107-98 with 6:13 to play, and Los Angeles held on after losing its previous 2 games. The Lakers led by as many as 13 in the third quarter, but Holiday hit a 3 with 1 second left to cut the Pelicans' deficit to 94-88 going into the fourth. Scored 30 points, had 21 points and 9 rebounds, and the Milwaukee Bucks beat the short-handed Boston Celtics 120-107 on Friday night. Scored 15 and added 12 points for Milwaukee, which has won 6 of 7. Had 15 points, 9 rebounds and 7 assists for the Celtics, who were missing their top 2 centers and forward. Milwaukee capitalized on its advantage inside all night. Malcolm Brogdon had 10 points and 9 rebounds and Antetokounmpo pulled down 8 boards for the Bucks, who finished with a 55-36 rebounding advantage. Boston also sent Antetokounmpo to the foul line 17 times, and he made 13 free throws. The Celtics lost their third straight after winning 8 in a row. Scored 21 for Boston. He also had the dunk of the night. Scored 20, had 11 points and finished with 10 points, getting the start at center with them both out with injuries. Milwaukee dominated the first half, using a 9-0 run late in the second quarter to pull ahead by as much as 26 points. Boston made a few runs in the second half but was never able to get the margin closer than 11. Brown's dunk with 9:43 left pulled Boston within 97-82, but he was called for a technical for flexing his muscles after the dunk and Brogdon made the ensuing free throw. Brown made a 3-pointer to cut the lead to 103-90, and then Rozier made a steal and started on a fast break with Hayward, who spun a layup off the backboard while drawing a foul. Hayward missed the free throw and a chance at the 3-point play. Every time you read an "It's not about the money" story, don't just take it with a grain of salt. Pull down the full box of Morton's kosher salt and use that. Money always matters. With that disclaimer, this July 1st the New Orleans Pelicans are going to make their bid to keep by offering him a designated veteran supermax contract extension just shy of $240 million. Davis's decision is not going to be about the money. According to a source with knowledge of Davis's thinking, he does not see the extra $87.3 million that New Orleans is expected to offer in a 5-year, $239.5 million Supermax extension this summer as a factor in his eventual decision. If that's the only chip the Pelicans have in this game of AD poker, in other words, then they're bound to bust. Here's what I know to be true about that statement: Davis is thinking about winning and about his place in the game. One of the game's true elite, franchise cornerstone players, he has been to the playoffs just twice and won one series, which happened last season against the Trail Blazers. However, the Pelicans' second-round series against the Warriors showed Davis and the franchise how far they are from contending. Davis knows he's entering his prime, he wants to win, he's starting to think about his legacy. But if you think he doesn't care about the $87.3 million, well, you splurged for the expensive single malts before reading this because you're drunk. Money absolutely factors into this. Which one matters more to Davis, winning and plenty of money, or less winning but a whole lot more money, is the question. The Lakers would like to push to get the Pelicans talking trade right now, at the deadline, because the Celtics are not in play. The NBA's collective bargaining agreement doesn't allow teams to trade for 2 Rose Rule rookies on their roster, and they already have one in, who they want to pair with Davis. So Boston is out until July. Note, teams can have 2 Rose Rule rookies on the roster, meaning they can get 30% of the salary cap, not 25% as the max, as long as they drafted at least of one of them. Just can't trade for 2. The Pelicans are not playing the Lakers game. I have heard from sources repeatedly and emphatically that the Pelicans are not trading Davis this season. New Orleans GM Dell Demps is a very active buyer in the trade market right now, trying to get players to pair with Davis. He was in on the sweepstakes. Then in July the Pelicans will put the big check on the table and make their pitch. Then we will see what does matter to Davis most. This week. If Lakers president Magic Johnson had said that exact same thing, the NBA league office would have slapped Los Angeles with a massive tampering fine before he finished the sentence. But if a player says it, the league looks the other way. Is that right? Is it fair? It's New Orleans' problem today, and a problem with a different player tomorrow for the rest of us, one Eastern Conference GM told ESPN. It's open season on small markets and our players. Rival teams contend. James' public longing for players under contract has created a tsunami of reaction, coverage and consequences that can be seen as designed to destabilize an opposition organization working to retain its star player. Read the NBA's bylaws and a strict interpretation of the rules would suggest LeBron did tamper. Certainly, if a member of any team's management had said what LeBron did, the league would have come down hard on them, but the league told Wojnarowski that each case is different. An NBA spokesman tells ESPN, each case is assessed on its own facts. In general, absent evidence of team coordination or other aggravating factors, it is not tampering when a player makes a comment about his interest in playing with another team's player. Adrian Wojnarowski, at WISP, small market GMs feel they are at a massive disadvantage on the free agent market, and they are more than happy to complain about it. That superstars in big markets can speak out and recruit publicly with impunity just makes it that much harder on the smaller markets, those GMs say. They want LeBron and other players held to the standards that front office members are. If these are the rules, enforce them, one Western Conference GM told ESPN. If you want to push Anthony Davis in LA, if you allow LeBron to interfere with teams, then just do it. Change the rules, and say, it's the wild, wild west and anything goes. My question, was what LeBron said really that big a deal? It was public, because he was answering a question asked of him, but what he said also was not a surprise. Turns out LeBron wants to win and would like to play with another of the top 5 players in the NBA to help get him there. Shocking, I know. The media blew the story up, raised his hand, and the Pelicans had to deal with the fallout, but was what LeBron said actually new or a surprise? Besides, if LeBron wants to let Davis know they should team up in Los Angeles, LeBron would pick up his phone and text. Or, send a message through their shared agent. Or, pull AD aside during All-Star Weekend and let him know. Or, you get the idea. LeBron will let Davis know what he was thinking in no uncertain terms. The same way called to recruit him just after the Warriors lost in the NBA Finals to the Cavaliers. The NBA's tampering rules do seem antiquated, especially for a social media age. But Davis already knew what LeBron was thinking. You can be sure LBJ will send AD other messages as well.